Oh my gosh. Mike is muted. Thank you. I wasn't watching. Oh my gosh. So, welcome to the show. January 22nd, 2024. Zoom through what I just said. It was crazy cold, minus 20 degrees here for in Montreal. Just crazy. I hope it's nice where you are. I hope you did some sky watching this weekend. We saw did you catch the Japanese moon landing? It was successful in the sense that it landed and it sent back telemetry, but from the moon. But they're not sure what exactly happened with it. But the solar panels aren't charging, so it was kind of that part was a failure. But at least they did land successfully. They fared better than the Peregrine astrobotic mission, another private mission from the U.S. That one just didn't make it at all, and they burnt the spacecraft up in the upper atmosphere of the Earth. So that's what happened this weekend. But the skies, man, there's always something happening, even if it's really cold, like here, minus 20 degrees at night. I got to do a little bit of sky watching, and after sunset, this is what the view is right now. Today, Monday, January 22nd, you can see the brightest star, Deneb, right there. See that over there? There is Saturn right there, the planet. It's starting to get a little bit trickier because of it following that sunset, right? So if you look at the days, as we move on to the days, look at that. You see each night, same time, this is set at 5:30 p.m. Look at that. The Saturn is going to be lost in the glare of the sun. This is by, we're looking at the 7th of February. So in a couple of weeks, we won't be able to really see Saturn anymore. So if you want to get some good views, this is pretty much your last chance to do that. And if we look towards the southern part of the sky, check this out. There is Jupiter Monday night. All week, actually, you'll see that really dominating the high southern skies. Jupiter will be. And in the later at night, as if you can if we just move it like that, you'll see that it just traverses to the southwest. This is by 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. It's the brightest star-like object late at night. So the closer you get to around midnight, if you happen to be outside and you're looking towards the west and you see this super bright star, it's cool to think that that's not even a star. It's actually the largest planet in the solar system. That is what you're going to be seeing there. So totally neat. Check that out. And then, of course, as a great observing challenge, here's one for you, is looking up Uranus. Now, the moon is far away. If you can check, I'm going to show you here, just slightly pull this down and zoom out. By the way, I'm using Sky Safari Pro from my friends at Simulation Curriculum. Great software. This is where the moon is, right up there, and far enough away from Uranus that you can use binoculars. Try with binoculars if you have a telescope, you get a better even view, but it's a more constricted view, right? Through a telescope, you see smaller amounts of the sky than with binoculars, and of course with the naked eye, you see huge parts of the sky. So Uranus, great target for the binoculars, and what you're looking for is a green dot through binoculars. That's a faint green dot. That's what you'll see. And it's a fairly easy target with binoculars, and it's the only greenish colored dot or star-like object that'll be hanging around Jupiter. And it's actually between Jupiter and the moon. Check that out. Now, one more thing, the moon. It's heading towards becoming a full moon, which will happen on Thursday at 12:54 p.m. Eastern Time, North American Eastern Time. Check that out. And look where the moon is. The moon is situated in the middle of this. What you have here is what's called the winter hexagon. The winter hexagon. So obviously a very northern hemisphere biased stellar pattern. It's not a constellation. Remember that asterisms, when I say the word asterisms, it's a weird name, but basically what it refers to is a bunch of stars that form a pattern to the human eye. And it's just a natural pattern that you would see, easy to see, but it's not a constellation. It's not a recognized constellation. It could be stars forming a pattern, and these stars are from very different constellations, as in this case that you're seeing here. This is the winter hexagon, and the moon on January 22nd, Monday, As of this broadcast, it's going to be like really in the middle there, almost in the middle, not quite, but it's in the middle of it. And it'll be neat to be able to make out that pattern of all the stars. So you have like Capella here, then you have the Gemini twins, Castor and Pollux, and then you have Procyon, the brightest star in the constellation Canis Minor. Then you have Sirius, the brightest star in all of the sky, that anyone can see any part of the world. Sirius is the brightest star. And that's down here, pinning down the winter hexagon in the constellation. What else? The great dog, Canis Major. This is the faithful companion of Orion. And then there's Rigel, which is a bright star in the constellation Orion, the hunter. And then Aldebaran, the red eye of Taurus, the bull constellation. So there you go. And then back to Capella up here. So really neat. Try to find that tonight. If you've got clear skies, this won't take you long. It'll take you like probably 5-6 minutes. Find the moon and then try to make out that pattern, what we call the winter hexagon around it. And look how many, if you do, the reason I'm so excited about this for you, especially if you're a casual sky watcher, you don't do this very often, this is a really cool way to get familiar with the sky. The winter hexagon, it's amazing because look, Capella is for the Auriga constellation. Castor and Pollux up here. These two guys are of course, the Gemini constellation. Then you move down to Sirius, Canis Major. Then Rigel over here. This one is, of course, Orion constellation. And then here is Aldebaran for Taurus constellation. So all of these different constellations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different constellations you can learn with the winter hexagon, and do it tonight because the moon is right there in the middle. Now, if we flash forward to Tuesday, the 23rd, you see the moon is still in the winter hexagon, but look how close it is to the twin stars Castor and Pollux. I'm going to zoom in. So this is Tuesday night this week. Really, really neat. Check this out. You see that? Look how beautiful that image is. Castor, Pollux, and the moon. So it's right there forming this beautiful kind of triangular shape with these two stars, Castor and Pollux. There, you can see it now. And we're getting people from different parts of the world. We've got Kim from Southeast Ontario. Hi, Kim. So nice of you to join us today. We've got Vance, also from Ontario, Brantford, Ontario. We have Deanna from Serbia. She says that I used to take a picture of Orion's belt and sent you a DM. Don't know where to publish it. Also, the moon via the telescope. Okay, I'm going to take a look and see. You can share that with the audience on my Facebook timeline. Thank you, Deanna. Thank you so much for sending that pic. I would love to see it. I'm excited to take a look. Jose says it better than yesterday, right? JJ Pascal watching from Pennsylvania. Very, very cool. And of course, yeah, my mic was off before. Sorry about that, guys. So this is Tuesday. Beautiful triangle with the Gemini twins. So check that out. Now, I like the moon because it does point to different things. There is one thing. I'm going to just go back to today. Let me see. And I forgot something here. Check this out. So again, we're back to Monday, January 22nd. I wanted to point this out. I didn't want to miss this because M35 is going to be next to the moon. What is M35? Well, it's a beautiful star cluster. It's a star cluster. It looks like this. Okay, absolutely gorgeous. It's something definitely worth watching for. And it's 3,000 light years away. And it was cataloged officially back in 1745. And it's just something just beautiful. It's at the foot of the Gemini twins. That's where this group of stars, 3,000 light years away, and it's going to be next to the moon. How cool is that? I just think that will be, and of course, if you have binoculars, you'll see something on that order like that with the moon and the star cluster. Now, remember, because we're almost very close to a full moon, the full moon's happening on Thursday, it's really, really bright. So it's going to diminish, bleach out, basically. It's a bleaching effect on what you're going to see with the star cluster. But it is there. You'll get to see it. And I think it's still so cool. If you've never seen this guy before, M35, it's amazing to think it's 3,000 light years away, these stars. So do check that out. Oh, Briven from Zambia is watching. Welcome. So nice of you to join us. And we got Linda from London, England. Very, very nice. So great of you. If you're new to here, welcome. We do this every week, looking at what we can find in the sky that's easy to see for folks, and sometimes some interesting things for binoculars and telescopes as well. And I kind of curate these to kind of give you like an idea of what to expect as well, because you're not going to see stuff like the Hubble Space Telescope, obviously, but it's still so cool. So if we go to Tuesday, like I said, Tuesday, the moon is going to form that triangle. And if we continue with the hopping of the moon, look at this. By Wednesday, the 24th, the moon is going to have this crooked lineup with the Gemini twins. So this is Wednesday night. Look for these two stars that are going to be just near the moon. And if you've never seen it before, that is Castor and Pollux. Castor and Pollux, the twin stars that represent the head of the twins, Gemini twins. So the moon is going to be near there. Really cool. And it's heading into Cancer the Crab. Look at that. There's the beehive cluster. And by Thursday, look at that. Thursday, when the moon is absolutely full and is going to be at its brightest, and this is going to make it very challenging, but I put the challenge out to you. For those of you with binoculars and telescopes, you may be able to take a shot. It's really neat. The beehive cluster is next to the full moon. By the way, the full moon for the month of January is known as the wolf moon, when wolves are howling into the night in cold nights across the northern hemisphere, particularly here in North America. The wolf moon, that's what it's known, the January full moon. Very cool, happening this Thursday. And look, the beautiful beehive cluster, this is what it looks like through photographs. Absolutely beautiful. This is a cluster of a few hundred stars located over 600 light years away. Think of that, folks. 6 centuries for the light to reach your eye when you're looking at it through a pair of binoculars. I think that's amazing. Just amazing to think. And of course, it was first kind of recorded as what's called the Little Mist by Hipparchus. Hipparchus, Greek astronomer, was the first one to actually notice it. It was called the Little Cloud, or a cloudy star. Really, really interesting. So it dates back to ancient times that people had noticed it with the naked eye. Of course, the moon has got to be out of the way. So no moon in the sky when you're trying to attempt to see this with the naked eye. But with binoculars, telescopes, absolutely beautiful. Taking photographs of it through a telescope, just gorgeous, gorgeous sight. So do look for that. The moon is a guidepost, basically. Don't expect great views with the moon there, but it's going to be right next to it, and it's an attempt for you to find a deep sky object. And so you'll see it even with the bleaching effect of the moon, but you'll know where it is in the sky. It's really neat. Now, if we continue moving along, Thursday, look where the moon is. I should say Friday the 26th, this week, the moon is on the mouth of Leo the Lion. Leo the Lion constellation, guess what? Around 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, it's already climbing up. This is a constellation, Leo is, of early spring in the northern hemisphere. So something's already happening, or late or early fall for those of you in the southern hemisphere or along the equator. So this is a beautiful constellation, Leo, very bright set of stars, the brightest being Regulus right here, 77 light years away. And there is this backwards question mark right there that makes up the head and the mane and chest of Leo the Lion. So check that out. That I think is really cool. Again, this is Friday the 26th. And if we keep moving on the dates, by Saturday, actually the moon will be much closer. It's post full moon, so it's called a waning gibbous moon. We see more than half of the disk of the moon. We call that gibbous, and because it's less and less of the disk is being illuminated, and the second part of the cycle of the moon, it is called waning. So it's either waxing or waning the moon, depending if it's enlarging or the illuminated part of the disk, or it's diminishing the amount of the disk of the moon that's illuminated. It's just something to know, waning and waxing. So this was a waning gibbous moon on Saturday, the 27th, very close to Regulus. You can check that out right there. The two are fairly close to each other. Highly recommend it. There you go. That's what it would kind of look like through a pair of wide-angle binoculars. And this is, again, you don't need binoculars to see Regulus next to the moon. This is something you can see with the naked eye. And by Sunday, the moon is at the back feet of Leo the lion. Now, this is a really interesting constellation, by the way. When I zoom in, and this is, I would say, a more advanced kind of stuff, and definitely not targets to see when the moon is there, but you see all these funny numbers, Messier 95, 96, M66, M65. These are actually galaxies. These are other galaxies beyond the Milky Way. We're actually looking through a window in our sky out of our own Milky Way galaxy when we look towards this part of the sky near Leo. You'll notice that there's not many bright stars. It's devoid of many stars. And this is the realm of galaxies, this section of the sky. And it's a favorite hunting ground for backyard sky watchers with binoculars and particularly telescopes, those that do deep sky photography through telescopes. You see those wonderful pictures on TikTok, on YouTube or Facebook, wherever, of people taking pictures through telescopes. Well, more than likely, many of those objects, targets, are in this part of the sky where Leo is, and is just chock full of beautiful deep sky objects. These are galaxies, as I said, other galaxies like our Milky Way, so like M105. Look at that. See the cluster? There's M105 with some group. It's called the M96 group. It contains M95, M96, and M105. These are a cluster of galaxies, and you can see them I've seen them many times. It's one of my favorite things to see through a telescope, and it's 37 million light years away, folks. 37 million light years away, this group of galaxies. It's just incredible to think. You're looking back in time 37 million years. It's astounding. I can't even wrap my head around that. And that's how old the light is, that if you can capture that. So this is what makes it fun. Yes, you can take photographs. Yes, you can put on your camera and you can do all kinds of things on your telescope and capture it and look on your smartphone or anything with these new smart telescopes. But there's nothing like actually having these ancient fossilized photons of light. I'm going to geek out on you now. Photons of light hitting your eye when you're looking at these things, like the real photons of light actually hitting your eye. They're not going to look as spectacular as photographs, but it's amazing that you can actually see them with your eye. You're connecting to the cosmos unlike anything else when you do that. It just makes me so excited, as you can see, because this is the true connection with the universe that you can have, is looking through a telescope, looking through binoculars, or just staring at the sky with your naked eye. So that is what's happening this week in the evening skies. And if we kind of go into the early morning skies, I want you to look, this is the view, the main thing. If you are an early morning person, like to get up before sunrise, at dawn, this is what you'll be greeting you this week in our skies. You can see this week you have, I'm going to put it to Tuesday, tomorrow morning, as of this broadcast, Venus and Mercury and Mars are all there. Venus will be the easiest target, by far the brightest star-like object. There's nothing brighter than Venus in the southeastern sky. And about a half hour, 45 minutes before sunrise, look for little Mercury with binoculars. It'll make it a lot easy. Mars is going to be a really tough target, but it's there. Check that out. I mean, I think Venus, easy peasy, and it'll be the great guidepost and for you to sweep you with your binoculars down to try to capture at least Mercury right there. Super duper stuff, guys. Super duper stuff. I hope you like that. That is some amazing stuff. If you're interested in looking at more things, check out my book, Backyard Guide to the Night Sky, available at all bookstores. It's out by, of course, National Geographic. It is a bestseller thanks to you. And thank you very much for your support. And it's great because it fits into your backpack. You can take it anywhere on vacation, and it has star charts and ideas of what you can see, everything about the science, how to find things, star hopping. And if you're interested into something a little bit more advanced, Stargazer's Atlas is your bet. 6.5 pounds of knowledge. That's how I call it. It's a heavy book. It's really not for going outside with, but inside, really perusing what the night sky has to offer, learning about how to hop between stars, doing deep sky tours, really getting prepared for when you're going to go outside, wherever you are in the world, going outside and trying to have your own cosmic voyage. This is a great, great book for that. And by the way, both books are available on my website, thenightskyguide.com. Check it out. The links are there on the front page, and I sign and dedicate them, and they ship internationally. So if you're interested, go ahead and take a look. You won't be sorry. They're great books. I'm so excited to have been able to cooperate with National Geographic and them making these books a reality. It's so great. Hey, listen, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. If you find value in this video, guys, please show your support by subscribing to my channel, whether it's Facebook or YouTube or Twitter. I'd really appreciate your support. It allows me to bring these videos to you into your homes every week for free. And I love doing it. It's just so much fun. And I want to thank you so much for that. So do all that good stuff. Leave likes and comments and shares. It means a lot. It makes a big difference. Hey, listen, until the next video, I wish you all safe, happiness, and clear skies as usual. Bye-bye.